Yes, yes, it's your boy Klass One, live and direct at the LA Record Fair. And check this out. Look who's right next to me. It's the one and only, a true staple of West Coast hip hop. One of the illest DJs that I know, well, we all know. It's the one and only Monalisa. Thank you for joining us,
Thank you for having me.
So check this out. Me personally, you're anybody who knows me, you know how I get down. I love hip hop from the 80s. So, can you tell us some of your fonding memories of hip hop from the 80s?
Well, I'm more like, because I graduated in '89, so my '80s stuff is more like, you know, me and my Walkman and listening to albums and stuff like that. I didn't get to go to shows yet because I was too young.
But that's part of hip hop, though.
Right. But just, I mean, you know, watching MTV raps and watching hip hop evolve, you know, all the videos, watching all the videos at home and just getting into it like that, and just learning like the groups from the East Coast that we didn't know about, just like all the stuff that I could learn about. And then like seeing like, because we had all the gangster stuff, like seeing like all the like the backpack stuff and like the people coming up, you know, like the Kid and Plays and the people like that were coming up. I like seeing that and just getting into that. I was a dancer too, so anything that had dancing in the video, I was all here for it, all day long. Yeah.
Now, did you have any particular favorite moves they used to bust?
All of them, the RoboCop, the Roger Rabbit, the Running Man, of course. The Running Man is like that's the dance.
What was it, the WAP?
Oh, the WAP, yeah. So in high school, it was a running joke. I was the WAP champion. Whenever we go to the dances, I would always start the WAP contest. So that was my dance.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because when people think about the 80s, they think about pop locking. They think about b-boying.
Right.
But they hardly mention about the, what we call it, like the boogie jams or...
Yeah. Well, see, a lot of the boogie jams too, the trendy jams got incorporated into ultrawave. And there was a movement out here with all the high schools. So ultrawave would be like, there'd be like different dance crews in different high schools. So like, there was like the Romeos and the Godfathers and the Teasers, and they all went to different high schools, and they would go to Veterans Auditorium and they would battle each other. And it would just be like a contest, you know, like a dance contest, you know, and they keep battling until it was down to the last two, and then the winner would get a prize, you know, get money or whatever. But that was like a big thing on the scene, and it was something for the kids in high school to do. I didn't get to do it because I didn't get to go nowhere, but I, you know, learned about it, and it was just a great time.
See, and again, it's just one of a particular dance style that people forget. That was a huge part of hip hop culture in the 80s. That style, the whole culture of that dance.
I wouldn't say there's a particular one, but the thing that I find most fascinating about it is that the music back then, the hip hop was real fast. It was electro, so it was super fast. And the faster you could dance, the doper you were. That's just how it was in the scene. But people don't dance that fast no more. They barely dance now. I mean, we got our, you know,
standing watching their phones.
Right. We still got our breakers, and that's great. But back then, people used to dance to like music that was 135 BPM, and they were grooving. You know.
Now, do you recall any particular records that you enjoy?
Oh, from Murder Rock, Reggie Griffin, Pac Jam. Those are my two top favorites, but Jam on It, of course, by Nucleus, Push the Button, so many. Freestyle, Don't Stop the Rock, Automatic, so many.
Classic cuts, yeah.
Yeah, so many.
Now, do you remember when you started buying records, and you remember the records you bought?
I bought all of those. I bought Murder Rock and Pac Jam. I got Don't Stop the Rock. I got And the Beat Goes On by Orbit. I'm trying to remember all the records because I had to rebuy them because I lent them to somebody and they never gave them back to me. So I had to rebuild my collection.
How did you get introduced to hip hop?
Oh, K-Day, KDAY, 1580. That was it. I saw everybody saw the Breaking movie, and but I mean before that it was Wild Style, and I didn't see Wild Style till later. I saw Breaking first, and then I saw Wild Style because I didn't understand where it came from. You know, I was mostly like an R&B kid, and then got into hip hop. So then I started listening to K-Day, and that was it. Took off from there.
Any particular favorite mix masters?
I mean, I can't pick one because I'll get in trouble. I mean, I would say that I would give all praise and glory to Tony G, because Tony G made a lot of my heroes who they are. So
Shout out to the big bro, Tony G.
absolutely.
Now, what was your first gig when you started getting on the tables?
My first gig was at the Do-Over. 'Cause what happened was, that was the thing everybody was going to, and I was at home practicing. So I asked them if I could do a set for my birthday, and they were like, sure. And they were just thinking I'm just gonna play some records. They didn't know I was gonna actually DJ. So actually, DJ AC right there, you guys can't see him, but he's right there. I called him and I said, hey, listen. I said, I value your opinion. I said, I'm gonna do a DJ set in my house. Just come over and let me know what you think and let me know if I'm ready. Because I felt like I was ready, but I wasn't sure. He sat on the couch. I think I played maybe 3 songs. He was like, "You're ready," and I was like, "I said I haven't even." He's like, I mean, I'm gonna stay and listen to the rest of it, but you're ready. And I was like, cool. And then I went and I did that gig, and there was so much buzz from that gig that I started getting booked right after that.
Now, how did the name Monalisa came about?
So every time I told somebody my name was Mona, they would start singing one of the Mona Lisas, whether it was Slick Rick, whether it was Nat King Cole or something, or the Fugees. They would start singing one or the other. So I just kind of felt like I had to add it on, because also I was in the music business and everybody in the music business had a nickname. So I was like, well, that could be my nickname. Even though it's kind of really my name, at least I could put it together and make it
2 and 2.
Yeah.
See, it's a trip that it's interesting that you mentioned that you're in the music business, because there's actually a connection between us. As you can see, the hat I'm rocking is of the Alcoholics. You know, people who know me, they know I'm part of the liquor crew. But the fact is that Monalisa, she goes way back with the fellas.
Yeah.
You know, any crazy stories with the guys?
There's way too many to tell here. I can't even pick one. But I did start at the first record label I worked at. I worked with the Alcoholics. I promoted their first album, 21 and Over. And just a lot of good times. I'm also on, there's a song on the second album called Read My Lips, and I'm one of the people on that song. I'm not rapping, I'm just providing background. I'll just put it that way.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the liquidation, that's your right?
Yeah, so they wanted a water segment for the album cover, and we had a pool in our backyard, me and my roommates at the time, so they came over and they shot the cover in my backyard. So that water that they're in on the front and on the back, you can see it more clearly on the back, is in my house. My old house. I don't live there anymore, though.
I mean, that was a crazy shoot.
It was fun. I mean, and they jumped in with their clothes on. So we were just like, what are y'all doing? Like, wait, and they were just like, and they didn't bring, I don't think they brought spare clothes. I remember correctly, they jumped in with their clothes on and they just let themselves dry. Oh, that's some hip hop shit right there. That's crazy.
Now, what was some of your favorite record shops to go to back then?
Oh, wow. I spent a lot of time on Melrose. So Fat Beats, of course. Well, Fat Beats was on Vermont at the time when I started going to like heavily to record stores. But Beat Nonstop, because Beat Nonstop had so much different music, it was crazy. I learned a lot about house music at Beat Nonstop too. So, but Beat Nonstop, Rob One used to work there.
Rob One.
And then Street Sounds. Trying to remember, there was another store on Melrose I used to go to. It was a smaller store, and I don't remember the name of it, but I just know it was down at the end, across from the shoe store. And then there was also VIPs, the VIP records. Those were all in LA, and there was so many of them. There was one on Slauson, there was one on King, there was one. There was a VIP Long Beach, of course. Shout out to Kelvin. And then there was Fortune Records too. Fortune Records was also on Crenshaw.
Records.
Yeah, those are all great stores.
Oh, wow. Now, what keeps you going on still buying records? So
you can never buy enough records. I mean, you can fill your house up with the knowledge you get from buying records and reading the credits and, like finding a good producer you like, and then you can go down a wormhole and find all that producer stuff, and then you find a drummer you like, and then you can go down a wormhole and find all that drummer stuff, and then there's so many different ways to find new music. It's like never ending. You can always digging for more.
Yeah, because a lot of our fellow DJs, they stop buying records stood on strictly Serato.
Yeah.
But a lot of us, we still go digging.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because it's such a different feeling when you have a computer with 34,000 songs in it. It's like, where do I go? But then when you have a bag of records in front of you, you know, you got an idea. Like, all right, I could go here, I could go here, I could go here. But you know exactly what your game plan is when you have your bag in front of you. When you have your computer, it's like, you know.
Just something about digging to the crates and just, you know, finding some rare
The feeling of
gems.
just feeling a record, and then it sounds different too. It doesn't go over the same. So I'm always gonna have records no matter what.
Analog. Now, you see yourself still, because you've been rocking some heavy jams from clubs to festivals. You know, what's the feeling of that journey getting to this point from where you started?
It's a trip for me because when I first started, I just wanted to be low key, you know, play here, play there, play at home, you know, just like be mellow about it. But I started getting booked so much just for my reputation, not having nothing to do with what I was playing. Because people were like, well, you worked in hip hop and you know this person and you do this, so you must be able to play good shit, so just come on. And I was just like, okay. But now that I've actually gotten to practice and have experience and get better and better at it, I'm like, I'm overjoyed. I just never thought it would be here. I honestly didn't think that I would be on this level.
There you go.
Like being on the same bill with beat junkies and, you know, being on the same bill with people from out of town that have been DJing for 30 years. I never saw it, you know, and now that it's happening, it's crazy. I still can't believe it.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something, Mona. You know, for this upcoming generation that's coming up, you know, just how we see like the beat junkies, you know, the mix masters, they're seeing Mona. So when they got the turntables, they, you know, opening up for Monalisa, to them it's like, wow, I'm opening up to Mona.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why they feel that way. Because to me, you're an OG to the culture, you know, and you just rock the set, and the transitions are always smooth, you know. And again, you know, all these years of rocking for the hip hop culture, we gotta salute you. Give you flowers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mona, I know you want to get back into digging, and once again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be somebody that the younger generation looks up to, just like how I looked up to Tony G and all, you know, all the mix masters and everybody else. Even the beat junkies. I mean, I'm the same age as them, but I looked up to them too because they paved the way for me. So I feel like I got to give back and pave the way for somebody else, and that's what I'm here for.
And you paid enough dues for this generation to look up to you. And trust me, I see them. They do see you as, wow, we got the legend in the building. So, once again, we got the one and only Monalisa Klass One, and we're out. Peace.